Bugs.
Well, it's been a busy day so far on SportsCenter. Jay Crawford with Damian Woody and Ron Jaworski. We're doing the back half of our 12 at 12. 6 headlines from the AFC. Quickly before we do a recap, 5 coaches now have been fired in the NFL. Greg Schiano is out at Tampa Bay. Jim Schwartz out in Detroit. Also, Leslie Frazier fired in Minnesota. Mike Shanahan fired as coach of the Washington Redskins. And Rob Chudzinski, 1 year and done with the Cleveland Browns. Not much of an opportunity for Rob to show his wares there.
By the way,
much more on that to come.
But I feel really comfortable with Damian Woody here. I feel good with an offensive lineman right now. That's right.
No one's getting to you.
I'm smiling today.
And he doesn't have Haji there.
I got nothing to beat up.
All right, let's dive into our 6 AFC headlines in our 12 at 12. And guys, the NFL has a problem this morning. And the problem stems from one of the teams that's representing the AFC in the playoffs. So let's show this play. This is the play at the end of the San Diego-Kansas City game. Kansas City with a chance to win it in regulation, and they actually had an officiation gaffe, and they missed a call. Actually, what you're looking at now is the no-whistle call. This was in overtime, but the big call was at the end of regulation.
That was questionable as well.
That was questionable and
was
big.
That ball loose?
But there's one that's very cut and dry. On the game, what would have been the game-winning field goal for Kansas City, San Diego had 7 guys lined up to the right of the football. You can't have more than 6.
6, correct.
They missed it. Now, the field goal by Succop was missed. What should have happened was another shot from 5 yards in. He's a reliable kicker. If he puts that through, it changes the entire dynamics of the playoffs. Pittsburgh goes, San Diego stays home. The NFL, for their part, has issued an apology, a statement saying, we missed. But, guys, this is becoming a habit. We've seen this more and more often. Just go back the week before, Green Bay and Pittsburgh, the end of the game, they had the clock gaffe. The league had to come out and say, we made a mistake on that as well. We've seen that throughout this season. Jaws, how does the NFL fix its officiating problem? This is a problem.
Yeah, I think it's a problem, not only in the NFL, but it's officiating in general. People are human. Mistakes are going to be made. You know, you hate to see them happen where it costs a team an opportunity to go to the playoffs, but they're going to happen. Now, you have to understand Roger Goodell's position. He loves to protect the integrity of the league. I will guarantee you this offseason, every one of those mistakes will be highly reviewed. The competition committee will review every single thing. They will do the best they can to clean these mistakes up. The commissioner believes the integrity game. Human error is going to happen.
It happens. We see it all the time. I mean, we've got replays. Some things are reviewable. Other things are not. There was a play last night in the Cowboys game on the play clock reset to 25 seconds instead of 40. The Cowboys ended up scoring a touchdown, and they lost, so it didn't become an issue. But that could have been a huge problem for the NFL if the Cowboys had missed an opportunity in that game. All right, now let's go back to the AFC, and we'll talk, Damian, about the Chiefs and the Colts. They're going to meet in a rematch of a game 2 weeks ago. This was a game that Indianapolis won 23-7. This Colts team, they've got some parts here. What is it about the Colts that you think they're most doing right now as they go to the playoffs?
Well, we know that with the Colts, they were really struggling when Reggie Wayne went down. He was a guy that Andrew Luck really sought after to convert critical third downs. He was using the slot. They motioned him. They did a lot of things with Reggie Wayne, so Andrew Luck was really comfortable with him. When he went down, they struggled offensively. I think what you've been seeing now the past 3 weeks, they've really started to solve that issue, distributing the ball differently. They've really worked over that. And another thing that they've really done well, they started to get faster, getting out of the gates faster, scoring. Throughout the whole season, they've really struggled getting out of the gates in the first half. They've really picked up the pace as far as their scoring in the first half. That's really going to bode well heading into the playoffs.
All right, let's talk about Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. Hard to believe, but it's factually true. He's had his most prolific season as a quarterback this year. But, Jaws, we know part of the Peyton Manning discussion is what he does in the playoffs. 2-5 in the postseason since his Super Bowl victory. Is this the year he gets number 2?
I think it's a very good chance that he will get number 2. And here's how I look at it. We got too many darn historians around here. We need more pioneers. And Peyton is a pioneer. He was always looking ahead. How can we get better? How can I make my team better? What do I have to do to help us win another Super Bowl? I think the table is set for Peyton Manning. He is on a mission this season. And I think the other thing that's happened, his teammates have bought into his belief, his mission, his ability to will victory. And when you watch this team play, particularly offensively, they're almost unstoppable. You get Wes Welker back, keep that offensive line in shape, right, Damian? Then they got a chance to go not only deep in the playoffs, but to the Super Bowl and to win a Super Bowl. And we'll be in New York talking about the weather. But I think Peyton Manning right now is playing the position at an all-time high, and he is willing victory and on a mission.
If I wasn't watching it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. But he is having the year of his career, and that's saying something. It's a Hall of Fame career.
55 touchdown passes.
Mind-blowing.
In 1980, I was the NFL MVP. I threw 27 touchdown passes. I was thrilled with that. Hey, let's have a party, you know? 55, I mean,
crazy.
That's just remarkable.
Doubled your number. Yeah. It's amazing. All right, let's talk about the 2 seed in the AFC as 12 at 12 continues on SportsCenter. The 2 seed is Tom Brady and the Patriots. Right. So here we go again. The more things change, the more they stay the same, at least when it comes to Brady and Manning. When you look at this Patriots team, Damian, what's their biggest weakness?
Well, clearly it has to be they're not as dynamic offensively. When you're missing a key peak like Gronk on offense, this is a guy that commands double teams. He controls the center of the field, and which allows those wide receivers to work one-on-one, do a lot of option routes in the slot. So when you take Gronk away, now these guys are forced. Now you can do a lot of things defensively from a coverage standpoint to take away certain things that the Patriots like to do well. Now, to the Patriots' credit, they're the most resourceful team in the National Football League. And what I mean by that, when they have injuries, and they've had a ton of them, they know how to limit the effects of the injuries on their roster. They've done it with their run game. They have 3 outstanding backs. We saw LeGarrette Blount against the Buffalo Bills yesterday, Shane Vereen coming out of the backfield. So Coach Belichick is a master at putting the different pieces in place in order to keep this train moving.
All right, let's talk about teams that had a chance yesterday, that they had their destiny. They needed some help, but they had to go out there and win to take care of business first. The Dolphins, the Ravens, Jaws, of the teams that fell flat yesterday, who was the biggest disappointment?
Yeah, to me, it was pretty clear. It was the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the table was set for the Dolphins going to the playoffs. And actually, you look at the last couple of weeks, they played an awful game up in Buffalo. Now they have a chance at home, beautiful South Florida, against a team fighting for their head coach, the New York Jets. The Jets totally outplayed the Miami Dolphins. And it really brings into question what happened. What happened to the Dolphins the last 2 weeks? I said they went up to Buffalo and they just got hammered physically. It looked like yesterday they got hammered mentally. When you get outplayed and outcoached, that raised some questions. So clearly to me, Miami is a team that really was disappointing yesterday.
The Bills and the Jets, and they can't get it done. All right, it's our last question, 12 at 12, and we like to take a question from Twitter. So here it is. In the last couple of years, we've seen wild cards get into the playoffs, not much fanfare. They keep winning, and all of a sudden they're raising the trophy. Of the 5 and 6 seeds this year, who has the best chance, Damian, of winning this Super Bowl?
Well, I know I heard Jaws rave about Aaron Rodgers, and obviously because he's a quarterback.
That's right.
But I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. You're talking about a team that's playing at the top of its game right now. And the reason why is they found their identity. They know who they are. They're a team that you can pack up and take them anywhere in the playoffs because they play great defense and they run the football. Now, the wild card in this whole situation is Michael Crabtree. We know he's coming back off that Achilles. If this guy continues to get healthy and they continue to integrate him into that passing offense, watch out for the San Francisco 49ers because they can go anywhere and beat anyone.
Slates are wiped free now. Everything's clean.
It's a new season. Yeah. New season.
Let's put 12 teams in the party and see what happens.
I want to argue with Damian, but I'm not.
He agrees with you. He's not Green Bay. Who's Green Bay?
He's too big for me.
Jaws, Damian, that's our 12 at 12, guys. Thanks.
All right, guys, putting this in graphic form here, showing you who is out of a job looking for work today in the NFL. Greg Schiano, Jim Schwartz, Mike Shanahan, Leslie Frazier. They've all been fired today. They join Rob Chudzinski, who was let go last night, and then Gary Kubiak let go during the season. That brings our total to 6. Last year, 8 coaches were let go. Someone who is safe is Rex Ryan with the Jets. Now, here is the scene in the Jets locker room in Miami yesterday after their win, with the owner Woody Johnson breaking that news to the team.
I'm so proud of you, whether you won this game or not. You gave it everything you had every play, and you play hard for this coach. That's why we've elected to keep Rex and Rex.
We're here because we're proud to be Jets. Yeah. We wear the logo and the color with pride. We're here because we're confident, not cocky. We're confident. We know what we're capable of doing. All right? And we know where we're going. You know who wears all those traits on his sleeve for everyone to see every single day? This man right here.
That was pretty cool. They love him.